Okay, so welcome into our mentor circle. Today we're getting a little bit hyper-focused on a brand new program that doTERRA just released called Founders Club 2.0. And I cannot tell you guys, I have been diving into this a ton this week just to really understand what the competition is, what the prizes are, how to stay organized with it, and I'm going to walk you guys through the resources that you guys have at your fingertips to really understand this program. Everything is linked up for you guys in our leaders Facebook community group, but I'm also going to walk you through kind of how I'm going to initiate it for myself, and then you guys can ask questions as we're going. I will tell you there's a lot of moving pieces with this, okay? So if this is kind of your first exposure to Founders Club and to what it is, feel free to ask questions, but also feel free to reach out to whoever your enroller is or your platinum or diamond or blue diamond upline leader, because it's very specific to your organization, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you. And again, this website is linked. I'm going to move this up. This is linked into the Facebook community page, but I want to show you guys kind of how to navigate this too, because I actually printed a lot of these resources. So this just gives you kind of an invite. To me, it's not a super helpful video. It's kind of, it's a really sweet video from the old founders, but this is where I want you guys to go. When you go in here, go to US Founders Club and go down to resources. And these are the things that I printed. I actually printed all of these: the goal planner, the summary, the points calculator, and the introducing the US Founders Club 2.0. So I'm going to kind of go through these with you guys just so, again, you can understand what you're getting into. Now, I want to preface this with, this is for the US market only. So if you are in our Canadian market, if you are in our Australian market, if you are in our European market, this is specific for the US market. But I will say, if you have anyone in your organization or in your team, or you have friends in the US market who you are wanting to enroll, this would be a great incentive to understand how it works and to talk to them sooner rather than later so they can possibly qualify to get a founder spot. I will say, regardless, this program is a cherry on top of you currently doing the things you're already doing to build your business, okay? So this will give you a lot of kind of instructions and outline as to what to focus on to earn points. But the amazing part about this is when you're earning your points, you're building your business, which earns you a residual income, which is the whole point of building a doTERRA business, is that you're building your team, you're building your own business, you earn a residual income check, and becoming a founder is just kind of a perk of doing the things you're doing anyways. So I do like a competition. Surprisingly, competition's not in my top 5. I don't know how, but I do love a competition. So I know there's a few of you guys in here who are like, yes, me too. So, okay, you have 2 different ways to earn your points. You get personal points and you get team points. You have got to hit 1,000 points to earn a spot as a US Founder 2.0. Now keep in mind, there are 200 spots. So that's actually quite a few spots that are open for people. This competition does not even start until May 15th, so you legitimately have a full week to map this out, create a plan, and we'll kind of go through, again, what I'm doing in this next week to implement that. But let's talk about how you actually earn points. So your personal points are going to be based off of your personal rank advancement, your personal enrollments, and you getting your people onto the LRP program. So again, this is very similar. If you've ever qualified for our incentive trip, this is very, very similar to that. So when they talk about personal enrollments and the LRP program, they talk about a minimum enrollment of 100 PV and an LRP, a minimum LRP of at least 100 PV. So that means that you're enrolling somebody with 100 PV. I am recording this. Yes, so you can share it. Don't worry, Pam. So you're enrolling somebody with at least 100 PV and you're helping them to get on the LRP program for at least 2 months, and they're processing it for 100 LRP. So this is the thing. when it comes to this, what I do is I create incentives around the 100 PV mark. You can get an Essential Life book if you process your first LRP of 100 PV. You can get an Amazon diffuser if you process your first LRP of 100 PV. You can get, a free oil. I create some type of incentive. So what I want you guys to do is create your own incentive for people to get on their LRP, whether it's an Essential Life Basics book, whether it's a welcome package, whether it's, maybe it's a punch card, and if they process their first 2 months, then they get a free diffuser. I know Sarah Jade in Australia has done that, and it's worked amazing for her. But if you're crystal clear about what your incentives are for your people, as soon as they enroll with you, then you roll that out as you're doing their membership overview. So this should be, again, a standard process, but now you have a little bit more skin in the game because there's a much larger perk for you to get points with having them on the LRP, right? Rebecca asked, what is a welcome package? So a welcome package, for those of you guys who are newer, is something like an A to Z guide. I actually might, I do have a box right here. So I order, here, let me stop sharing with you guys real quick. So I order from Oil Life. That's the company that I order all my oil tools from. Now, this is what I would personally do. So from Oil Life, you can buy a package of these. They're called A to Z guides. They're super little. They fit in an envelope really well. They have like 150 different ailments in them. So I would personally do an A to Z guide, a couple empty roller bottles, a couple of our samples like the Breathe drops, the On Guard drops, the Digestin drops, the toothpaste, the Deep Blue sample, if you want to, the shampoo and conditioner sample. So I would do samples in the little package, a little handwritten note that says, I'm so excited you decided to join with doTERRA through me, link in your resources, or make sure that you have your contact information in there for them to then get their membership overview on the books with you. Now, another easy way, if somebody is local to you, is this should be the perk of them meeting you for a membership overview. Hey, I'm so excited you got started. I have your welcome package, welcome gift from me. When can you meet up so we can go through your oils? I can answer any questions for you, and I can show you how to utilize your membership. So if you are enrolling people locally, that is a huge perk of getting people. Everyone loves a gift, right? Like everyone loves something. So you can do that. You can also do little 5 ml bottles. You can do a custom roller bottle. Maybe you know that they struggle with something super specific. You can do a custom blend for them. It's just a little package to say, hey, thanks for enrolling with me. I really appreciate your business. Here's a little gift for me. And these A to Z guides, the reason why I like to do a guide is because in here, what people tend to do is they'll flip through these guides and they'll realize, oh, there's actually a lot more uses for oils than just like keeping my immune system supported, okay? So I love to do a little guide, but that's what a welcome package is. And then I also utilize any promotion doTERRA is doing, but when these competitions come up, I will tell you guys, I do put in my own promotions, and I've done this since I was a silver. So it wasn't necessarily, it was just a little bit different as far as like how much I was willing to invest in this, but it is absolutely a perk for you to incentivize your people to get on the LRP. Most people who do the LRP for a couple months understand it, utilize it, and stay in it. I would say out of 10 people I get on LRP, I probably have at least 8 hold on to it after that 3-month period, okay? So that's what a welcome package is. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Keep any questions coming. I see them pop up, so don't hesitate to ask questions as I'm going through this with you guys, okay? So personal rank advancements. Down here, you'll see that anytime you rank advance for 3 months, you actually get points. So say I am brand new, I rank advance to elite, and then the next month I hit premier, and then the next month I hit silver. I'm just on fire, right? And then I hold silver for those next 3 months. So you actually don't lose any of these points if you rank advance quickly. They compound onto each other. So by month 3 that I hit silver, I actually will not only get my first month of silver, I'll get my second month of premier, and my third month of elite points that same month that I hit silver. So you get them for 3 months. So as long as you're maintaining or growing in your rank, you will always earn these new points. So this is actually why it's super beneficial for anyone who's at the rank of like silver or gold. Like you can earn a boatload of points. It's those of us who are at like presidential diamond or blue diamond or even my diamonds who we have to stretch a little bit further. And I'll talk about how you can earn points for helping your team grow and how that can absolutely get you a spot as a founder as well. But I will say anyone brand new, and this is why if you have a team underneath you, this is a great opportunity to explain to them how quickly they can earn points and how quickly they can earn a spot as a founder, okay? And we'll talk about the actual like financial benefit of becoming a founder too. So your rank advancement, if you rank advance quickly, you do not detriment yourself. You actually compound. So that third month I hit silver, I would not only get the 30 points, I would actually end up getting, 75 points for that 1 month, because I would get the third month of elite, second month of a premier, and then my first month of silver. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. If you guys have any questions, pop them in the chat. So this is all based off of your own personal rank advancements. And then moving down to re-rank qualifications. So a lot of people have ranked to a higher rank and then they've fallen back in rank, and doTERRA recognizes that. So if you have not hit your high rank, say you are a solid gold and you have hit diamond, but it was like a year or two ago, and now you're maintaining gold. If you hit diamond again, then you will still get re-rank points. So it says here, if a wellness advocate returns to rank they have not hit in the last 6 months, they will be awarded half the points for these ranks. So if I hit diamond, then I get the re-rank points. So I'll still get 25 points for the next 3 months that I've hit diamond, okay? Now this is where it can get a little confusing. So last month in April, we had that was one of our largest months in doTERRA. So quite a few of you guys may have hit your highest rank again. So it may have been a year or 2 years, but then you hit again last month, and now you're like, well, shoot. If I wouldn't have hit again last month, obviously we always want to hit our ranks, but if I wouldn't have hit again last month, then I could have re-ranked. Now I got to go blue diamond. Now that's not the case. doTERRA understands that and they're giving us grace. So if you did re-rank last month alone, but previous to that you hadn't hit that rank, you still have the opportunity to earn 2 more months of your re-rank qualification points. So if you hit diamond in April, and in May you hit diamond again, and in June you hit diamond again, you'll still get the points for May and June. So you'll still get 50 points. Does that make sense? So you get re-rank points if you have ever hit that rank and then fallen back. Again, you just want to look at, and this is why this is a little bit more personalized, and if you need to go through it with your own upline or even with me, we can dive through your own organization. But re-rank points is where you want to recognize that for yourself, and this is also for your downline as well. So depends on how big your organization is. So they gave us some scenarios here just to really make sure that you guys understand it, right? So you are an elite. This is for a current elite. So you hit premier, you get 25 points. You hit silver, you get 25 plus the 30 points. You hit silver again, you get 25 plus the 30 points. So you can see how they're getting the 25 3 months in a row, and then silver 3 months in a row, even though they're technically a gold. Now they get gold points. So you can see how these points, especially at these lower ranks, can accumulate, right? So Alicia asked, to get into the top 200, it is the first 200 that hit 1,000 points to get a spot. Yes, it is the first, and there's a lot of different ways that you can earn points, but there are minimum requirements. So you have to make sure that you understand what the requirements are. So personal enrollment requirement, power 3 requirement, and we'll go through them. I think that there's a sheet at the end of this. So this is a re-rank qualification. So they're normally elite, they've hit premier, right? So they hit premier again, so they get half the points for premier. Then they hit silver, and then they hit silver again, and then they hit gold. So they're getting half the points because at one point they have hit premier before. Does that make sense? So you guys can see that doTERRA is still giving us grace, especially for, you know, people who may have been running and doing their business and then maybe life happened and now they're back to doing their business. They're still giving you the allowance of earning half points. So let's see here, rank advancements. Now this talks about this. What if I rank advanced in April? So points will not be earned for April. However, you can earn the points for the second and third times for hitting those ranks. So again, that goes back to my example of if you hit in April, if you hit diamond in April and you hit diamond in May and you hit diamond in June, you get half points for May and June, okay? So what happens if I re-qualify for the rank in April that I haven't hit since November? Again, you can earn half points, okay? Okay, so personal enrollment points. So these are pretty self-explanatory. Somebody enrolls, you get 1 point. And I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming this is 100 PB enrollment and 100 PB LRP. That's generally what doTERRA's minimum requirement is. I'm surprised I don't have a footer on this, but month 1 they enroll. Okay, yes, Andy said yes. Thanks, Andy. Okay, so they enroll, they do 100 PB month 2 and month 3. Figure out your incentives for this, guys. Like this is where you need to run your business like a business. Unless you're just really good at dialing people in and getting them on LRP, I have found that over the past 6 years, people respond to an incentive. It honestly doesn't matter if it's a $5 incentive or if it's a $100 incentive, people respond to incentives. Figure out what your process is, make sure it's well communicated to your people, figure out what your enrollment incentive is, and figure out if you're doing Diamond Club, you can totally utilize Diamond Club perks. But obviously not for LRPs. So figure out what your incentives are for this. Any top qualifying leader that qualifies for the incentive trip, almost all of us do some type of incentive. I'm just being honest with you guys, okay? So I generally do the Essential Life Basics book or the Essential Life book because I want to get a resource into my people's hands, but diffusers from Amazon also work great. Green Air diffusers work great. You can do something custom to that person. You can do an oil keychain. Doesn't need to be expensive, but it does need to be dialed in. So you're not like waffling up like, well, I'll give you something, okay? Okay, let's talk about team points. So this is the second way you earn points. So your downlines rank advancement of personal enrollments, their power of 3 and empowerment bonuses for the first time ever, okay? So your downline rank advancements, so when you have somebody new hit elite, you will earn 4 points. Now the elite has to be driven off of their own personal volume. So you can't stack people. So I can't take Heather and put her under Andy and then put Alicia under there. And Alicia is a top enroller and she brings in 20 people and all 3 of them hit elite. doTERRA will audit that. So I wouldn't get 4 points for Alicia, 4 points for Andy, 4 points for Heather. I would get 4 points for Alicia because she's the one pulling in the volume. So again, this is a little bit of a gray area because say you do have 2 people on the same leg stacked underneath each other and they're both building, then obviously this is where you just want to really keep an eye on your elites and what they're doing, okay? But know that like you can't trick the system into like, okay, I know this person's going to be incredible, so I'll stack them 5 levels deep and I'll get 4 elites out of this, right? So elite, you get 4 points, a new premier, and these are personally enrolled people. So this is not like Keely sponsored someone underneath my organization, they hit premier because they're under my organization, I get points for it. It has to be your personal enrollment, and that's very important to note because you need to be bringing your own people into your own organization. That's going to leverage your allowance to earn points, okay? So premier, 10 points, silver, 25, blah, 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 you guys can see, okay? So you have got to earn a minimum of 300 of your 1,000 points has got to be off of your downline rank advancing, okay? So the goal of this, when I was on a call with Sarah Marie, which is one of our executive assistants, she's a U.S. General manager. When I was on a call with her this weekend, because I really wanted to wrap my head around this, not only for myself, but to be able to explain to you guys on this call, the goal of this is to build silvers and golds, truly. And so if you look at your organization and you look at your people who are building, if you can help your people build to silver and gold, you truly will easily knock out these minimums. And obviously you'll build yourself to diamond or blue diamond as you're doing that, right? Like, I don't know if it's just my brain, but when you think of it, 5 people who want to build a business to help them reach the rank of gold, which will financially free up them from work, or at least subsidize some of their income. Like, to help 5 people, if you can focus on that, literally you've just built yourself to Blue Diamond. Like, just simplify it in your own mind. And this is really how I've built to presidential, is I simplify it. Like, I can help 6 people hit platinum easily, right? So again, we have to watch our stories we're telling ourselves around this, because if you're looking at all this and you're like, this is too much, I'm not a top enroller, I can't do this, you know, this isn't built for me, we need to stop those stories. Like, anyone can succeed at this, and truly it's actually built for those of you guys who are, again, elites, premiers, silvers, golds, because you guys have kind of that freshness underneath your team of helping build people to these ranks, helping build yourself to a new rank. Like, y'all have like green pasture in front of you. Okay. So make sure you've notated that 300 of your points need to come from your personal people rank advancing. Okay. So break that down, look at your leaders, write down your leaders, break down what rank they need to hit for you to be able to reach these, this 300 point threshold. Okay. Okay. Downline rank advancements of your personal enrollments. This seems repetitive. Hold on. Team points, team points. Is that the same slide? Oh no, this is requalification. Okay, so say I have somebody underneath me who has hit silver before, but they've fallen back to premier. So this just shows you it's the same rules around your re-ranking, around your downlines re-ranking. If they've hit a rank before ever in their doTERRA lifespan and they're re-ranking, then they would get the half points. If they hit in April, and then they hit again in May and June, they would get 2 months of the re-ranking qualifications, okay? Okay, so let's see here. Pam asks, so we can't rank up we are doing all the building and help our teams have to build their teams. No, you can help to build your teams. I mean, this is the thing, is if you are, say you're going for diamond, and so you obviously need 4 silvers, right, to be a diamond. So if you are helping your team to rank advance and you're doing a lot of the building, you have to understand that these elites that you would normally get points for, if you're gifting them to this silver for this silver to hit, which point-wise it makes sense, right? Like, if you had 3 elites hit, you get 4 points for, 4 points for 3 months. But if you have a silver hit, you get 25 points for 3 months. So it makes sense point-wise to gift those 3 elites to the silver. But that being said, is you have to understand that if you're gifting enrollership to people, you're going to forfeit points, okay? So you can still, and you should still be doing a lot of the legwork to build your business. Just know that they still need to be working as well. They still need to be pushing forward as well. Your team needs to be rank advancing. Like, you can't, the reason why they've done this is truly you can't be like a Google AdWord expert and enroll 500 people in a month and snatch up one of these spots. Like, you have to be, this goes back to, if you guys have listened to the Back to Basics calls and you understand the committed and capable from Elise Shedeby, you can't just be capable. You can't just be somebody who enrolls a shit ton of people and doesn't help your team to actually build a business themselves. Like, you would actually, you would have to give up a ton of enrollments. But that's what doTERRA is looking for, is they're looking for people who are helping their team to build their team underneath it. Yes, Tracy nailed it on the head. This program is all about developing leaders and teams. So it can't be the team of Keely building out, this massive organization. And you want to find leaders who want to run with you. It makes it so much more fun. And that's why I wanted to do this call early, because I wanted to give you guys the next week to be able to connect in with your own teams and create, I'll kind of show you what I'm going to create for my personal enrollments, but to create something like this where you really create a strong community around it. Okay. Okay, so you guys hopefully get the re-ranking points. And again, this whole PowerPoint is linked into doTERRA's resources if you want to go through it with your own team. But you can earn points off of their re-ranking. Now, Power 3, so this is if they hit their 250 Power 3 for the first time ever. So if you have somebody underneath you who you're like, yeah, cool, I have this checked off, they hit their 250 all the time. No, This is for someone who has never achieved their 250 and they get their 250 for the first time ever, anytime moving forward. And again, they have to be your personal enrollment and they have to earn their 250 Power 3, okay? Now, here's your Power 3 option. It doesn't have to be sequential, so it can be like, oh, you know, Tracy hit her 250 for the first time in June, she missed it in July, she hit it in August and September, so there's my total of 9 points. I do feel like the Power 3 is something that should be talked about more and more because it's such a consistent bonus. And really, truly, any of my silvers who are getting their 1500 Power 3 are so locked in, okay? So definitely help to make sure you, and that's just allowing you to focus on structure too, to be honest. Like, it's helping you to help your leaders to structure themselves properly for not only silver, but then going into platinum, right? Yeah. And Alicia made a good point. She said, even in the higher ranks, 1500 is a huge game changer. Okay. Okay. Empowerment bonus. So again, this is if somebody hits their empowerment bonus for the first time ever. Okay. So this is a minimum and a maximum. So 3 points minimum, which means you have at least 3 people who have hit Premier Gold or Silver. Now, this is the thing. Again, it's the first time ever. So if you have somebody underneath your organization who's been a gold for a really long time, if they hit gold this next month and they get the new empowerment bonus, that actually counts, which is cool. Okay. Now, if you have somebody who has never hit Premier or Silver, or maybe they've hit Premier or Silver and they never enrolled somebody, and this program motivates them to take action, and they get that empowerment bonus for the first time ever, that too will count towards your empowerment bonus. Again, these are personally enrolled people who are getting their empowerment bonus for the first time ever. Now, I do want to clarify with you guys the new gold empowerment bonus. I don't feel like Corey Lindley expressed this really well if you watched the leadership retreat on this, but the new gold bonus is actually 2 shares, but you do have to enroll 2 people with 100 PV each. Like, you have to have 200 PV enrollments to earn those 2 shares. If you only enroll 1 person with 100 PV as a gold, you'd only get 1 share. So I didn't feel like that was expressed very clearly, and I definitely got clarification on that. So just know that if you're gold, or for your golds who are coming up, make sure that they understand that it's 2 personally enrolled people with 100 PV to earn that new empowerment bonus. Okay. The 2 shares at least. Okay. So again, and you can earn a max of 50 points on that. All right. This just gives you a little bit of a scenario. So really, anyone can achieve this. And I love that they broke this down like this, because this shows you like, oh, I'm a brand new silver. How am I going to do this? How, like, this just, I'm not a presidential like Keely, or I'm not a diamond like Tracy, or, you know, like, people fall into these comparison modes, but truly, like, anyone can achieve becoming a founder. And I want you guys to understand that really, simplifying this down, the program in doTERRA's eyes is going to take anywhere from 12 to 18 months, and ideally, honestly, 18, maybe even 24 months. So this is a long-term program. This is not a sprint. This is not, I'm going to get all my 1,000 points in the next 2 months. This is something that I want you guys to map out a plan around how to accomplish this. Now, what I love about this program is the fact that they really have broken it down into all the critical pieces of your business that you should be paying attention to anyways, okay? So this one gives you an example. This is a gold going to diamond. So how many of you guys in here are golds, okay? So she has 1 brand new silver hit, or 1 new silver. She has 2 silvers that hit gold. She has 3 premiers that hit silver. She has 4 of her leaders that hit their power 3 for the first time. 5 of them get their empowerment bonus for the first time. And she's enrolled 45 people plus an LRP, and then 22 people plus no LRPs. Now, keep in mind the time frame around this is between 12 to 24 months. So this is not like she enrolled 45 people in 1 month. This is literally like, they say that the minimum that you should be enrolling is 2 people. Now, obviously, hopefully common sense kicks in, and the more people you enroll, the earlier on, the quicker you're going to accumulate points. Okay. So this shows you 45 enrollments plus LRP, 22 enrollments with no LRPs. She goes from platinum to diamond, and she hit 1,000 points. So again, you're focusing on your rank advancement, your team rank advancements, your power 3, because if you have 4 people hit their 250, what does that mean you're getting? you're getting your 1,500, right? So, and you don't get points for your 1,500, but you get your 1,500. Now your people are getting their 250. You're focusing on empowerment bonuses, and you're focusing on personal enrollments plus LRPs. Okay. And now you're hitting diamond, which is, you know, a 6-figure income, and you've built out an incredible community and organization, and you're now a founder. Okay. So Tracy said, in 5 years, this program is the most inclusive thing I've seen from doTERRA. I've seen doTERRA offer that is truly attainable for anyone. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. Like, I love that it's not just like personal enrollments, go. It literally is like, okay, you know, have a plan around this. Know what rank you're going for. Know what rank your leaders are going for. Support your leaders to go for that rank. Support them with their Power 3 and their empowerment bonus, and personally be enrolling people, and show them to personally be enrolling people. Like, literally, this is the bread and butter of your business. And so through this program, you can get that super dialed in, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is a new person to platinum. So this is like, I'm hitting this gas pedal down. I'm done with being, you know, in the corporate veil, or I just want to run my own business. And truly, this is completely attainable. So this is 3 new leaders hitting elite, 3 elites hitting premier, 3 premiers hitting silver. And how many of you guys in here have hit silver? Now you look at that and it's like, if you've hit this rank, you can teach someone else how to hit this rank, right? Like, simplify it down in your mind, okay? So 3 people hitting their Power 3, 3 empowerment bonuses, 41 enrollments plus LRPs, 40 enrollments plus no LRPs, rank advancing from elite to platinum, hits their 1,000. So again, anyone who is going for this is going to be very, very intentional about their business, okay? Keep that in the back of your mind. Everyone is starting at the same starting line. There's nobody who's getting a leg up with this. There's nobody who is, you know, who is going to be able to, quote unquote, like, manipulate this. Like, truly, we all have to get enrollments. We all have to get rank advancements. We all have to help our team rank advance. We all have to focus on Power 3 and empowerment bonuses. Okay. So another example, silver to platinum, diamond to blue. So my higher level leaders who are in here who are like, well, shit, I've already plowed through all the lower ranks. You guys can still hit it too. Now, when you get into these higher ranks, platinum, diamond, blue diamond, your focus truly is going to shift to helping your team rank advance. So who are your personal enrollments underneath your organization that you can help to rank advance, okay? Pamela, they haven't released a number. She asked how many new diamonds are they anticipating to get from this. Honestly, they haven't released any numbers, any forecasts. I think truly doTERRA's just realized the things that really motivate people to do the things. And what I feel like this program does is it dials us into not being distracted by the fluff and just focusing on the things that really build an income producing business. So no projections on that, okay? So again, my higher ranking leaders who are in here, this is where you are looking at helping your leaders get to silver, gold, platinum, or diamond, okay? And this new gold empowerment would be a huge leverage tool to pull silvers. So if you are a diamond leader in here and you have all your silvers, what I would be personally focused on is like, who is underneath all these elite legs that is supporting those silvers who are your personal enrollments that you can then turn around and support them to getting to silver, okay? Again, keep in mind they have to be your personal enrollment, but if you're building silvers underneath your elite legs that are supporting your silvers, you are bulking out your diamond and eventually, hopefully, your blue diamond, right? So that's what I would personally be focused on, okay? All right, if you're doing Diamond Club, this really complements my Diamond Club leaders. I think we only have a handful of you guys doing Diamond Club, but Diamond Club obviously feeds into this with your incentives and your class requirements and everything. But what I love about this is they literally have layered incentive upon incentive. So not only do we have the incentive of Founders Club 2.0, but we also have the incentive of the incentive trip into Mexico, which also kicks off at the same time. So you're not only earning your spot in Founders Club, but you're also earning a spot in the incentive trip. And I have personally gone on the incentive trip for the past 5 years. I love it. I would never miss one. It is one of my most favorite trips that doTERRA runs. I know Trace has come with me before. It is truly one of the most intimate doTERRA trips. They have rented out a whole entire hotel in Mexico, and it's going to be incredible. So it is one of the best trips. It's so like chill, laid back. You get to chat with all of the executives that are there. Once you go, you won't want to miss it again. So the perk of doing Founders Club, of running for a Founders Club position, is that you also get to earn a spot in the incentive trip and come and hang out in Mexico with me and Tracy for a week. Okay. So keep in mind that both start May 15th. The incentive trip does cut off in October. Okay. So just keep that in mind. There's a different tracker for that. We'll go over that next week. But this is the time. This is the time for the next round of leaders to rise up. And if you're not realizing let me stop sharing. If you're not realizing the massive need and desire from just our world right now for people searching for natural health, for people searching for a better way to financially help themselves. I have so many friends in the state that I'm in Nevada, who are like, we are self-employed and we can't file for unemployment because of everything that's going on right now. And so literally they're just kind of SOL. And this is where I am basically turning around and saying, like, I can show you how I do what I do. Like, truly, my business has, fortunately grown through something that is really detrimental in our economy, right? But like, we have the security to be able to offer to people. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a call to action for my personal enrollments, because it, for me, it doesn't matter if they're in my first organization. I will be building my second organization out to diamond or blue diamond or presidential, depending on how quickly people want to move. But I will be putting out a call to action. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Put out a call to action to your personal enrollments who are underneath your organization and see who wants to run with you. I am personally going to create an accountability Voxer group and an accountability Facebook group. And again, this is going to only be for my personal enrollments who want to do this with me. So I encourage you to lead your team by example. I will say that the culture of doTERRA is really based off of how we show up. How you do show up or how you do not show up is what duplicates down into your organization. Justin Harrison said that at the end of that presentation, and it really stuck with me because I can see it clear as day with my own organization, my leaders who show up, who teach the classes, who show up on Zooms every week, who are leading their team. Their teams are on fire and they're excited and they're grateful and they're doing all the things. And then my leaders who are kind of hiding or not quite showing up or not quite showing their face, like their teams are a little bit stagnant. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. So it is how you decide to show up, but this is your turn to step into being a leader. This is your turn to turn to your team and say, hey guys, I'm going to lead this. I really want anyone who wants to run with this, anyone who wants to do this with me, I want you to reach out to me and I want to connect in with you. And because this is going to take accountability. This is a long-term plan, guys. This is not a quick, sprint to silver. This is a long-term plan. So you want to make sure that anyone who's under your organization already, who has their oils already, who wants to do this, that you are connecting in with them on a weekly basis. Okay. So I also think, fun incentives, fun prizes, keep it light with your own team, but you have to be the one that has the vision with this. This is why any leader that you see that's successful in doTERRA, myself or any of the top leaders in here, anyone who is driven, they are laser focused on the vision of what they want to create within doTERRA. And truly that confidence is what attracts people into their organization. That confidence is what attracts leaders to want to do this business with them. And so instill that in yourself, like you get to offer this opportunity to anyone. And if you haven't looked yet, the incentive of winning a founder spot, it is 2% of the next $1 billion that doTERRA makes. So once that $1 billion is hit, that means there's going to be 200 founders who are making $100,000 a year just as an added bonus. That's a lot of money, guys. $100,000 a year. Now, obviously, as we're continuing to build to that second billion, it's not going to be that $100,000 right out of the gates. It starts off lower, just like our original founders. Their first few checks were, I'm sure, a couple $100, like, $2,500, like, but at the end of the day, If this is something you want to build, if this is something you're doing anyways, why not? What do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing. I will tell you, I am doing it. I know that I've had the commitment of quite a few of my top leaders who are doing it. And it's going to be incredible. It really is. And this can change the trajectory of your whole life. It can change the trajectory of your kid's life. Like $100,000 is a lot of money to just say, I don't know if I can do that, and to question yourself. You have to take yourself out of the mind blocks of telling yourself the story that this isn't possible for you. You really have to commit to this. So something that I am doing is I am tracking everything. So in that doTERRA website, hold on, I'm going to share my screen with you guys one more time. So in here, they do have a points calculator in here. So if you are somebody who loves to write things down by hand, here you go. You can print this out. So you have this option. You also have, hold on, let me go back. Wait. So you also have this goal planner, which you can go through, and you can, you know, understand what rank do you want to get to? Who are your personal enrollments that you need to help to get there? You know, which builders can I help with my Power 3? So this really outlines what goals you want to make. Now, I saw a really cool post on the Diamond board. There was a girl who made almost like a clip-up chart with the points, up to 1,000 points. So as she knocked off every 100 points, she would then like fill in this chart with marker and like kind of a visual per se of what she was trying to create, right? So keep these things in front of you if you want to be able to mark things off as you're going. I am very much a visual creature, so I like the idea of having affirmations around my house. I am a brand new Founder 2.0 top qualifier. You know, my M1 team is a solid presidential team, like things like that I know for a fact that I can accomplish, right? So these clip-up charts showing your points as you're continuing to track your own points. So this is in there for you guys. Let's see here, what else do they have in here? I think this is just the summary. So this gives you the rules. This gives you the points. So this one I actually printed all these, but this one I will keep so that way I know, like, okay, brand new Premier, this is how many points I get. So you might want to print this one out, Power 3s, you know, personal enrollments, rank advancements, re-rank advancements. Other rules, obviously it's the first 200 people that hit will fill in that Founders Club. They will not be keeping an active like list of who's qualifying. So they will announce when the first few people have qualified, but again, they're not keeping an active list, probably for auditing reasons. But so you do want to keep account of your own points, which I'll show you guys the point tracker that I uploaded into our team page. 90% of your qualifying volume must be from the United States, 90% of them, okay? So this is something that actually I've been chatting quite a bit with Andy and with our corporate contacts. Just if you do have a current team that is in a different country, then you can reach out to me directly if you want to, or to your upline, and we can make sure that you're going to qualify, because we're kind of getting a couple different answers. We got one answer that said, no, she wouldn't, your personal rank advancement wouldn't qualify. And then we got an answer that it does count for your personal, it just doesn't count for their rank advancement if they're in another country. So it's just something to keep an eye out for. But if you fall into that category, you can reach out to me or your nearest platinum, diamond, blue diamond upline, and we can make sure that your team does qualify. But this is something to keep in mind. If you are enrolling internationally, your international enrollments do not count. They need to be all US-based enrollments, okay? So points cannot be earned multiple times. This talks about stacking, okay? This talks about re-ranking and earning half of the points. And then anyone who qualifies before December 31st, which that's fast, to be honest, will actually get 2 spots out of the 200. So, or 2 shares, which is an astronomical amount of money. So if you really want to run and do all the things, you can go for it. You must, so there are rank minimums that they do require. So you can't just hit all of these accomplishments, but not hit the rank of gold. So you have to at least hit gold as your rank, and you have to stay gold 10 out of the 12 months in the year 2021 and between 2021, 2022, and 2023. And then you have to hit the rank of platinum for at least 10 out of 12 months. So you have to keep building. This is not just like, cool, I hit this rank and I'm good and I'm just going to earn my founder's check. Okay. So yeah, if somebody, I mean, Pam, the option of somebody actually hitting in December, I mean, there may be a few of us, but you would literally have to be like head down, bum up. That's a lot of points to earn in what, 6 months, 7 months? Yeah, there's a few overachievers. But just I know that that's an option for you. If you want to throw your feet to the ground and do this and be able to earn up to $200,000 per year as a founder 2.0, then let's go. Let's do this, right? So to me, that makes me excited. I'm also very competitive. So your points are always subject to audits. Don't buy in. Don't do anything manipulative. Don't cross-recruit. Don't do anything shady. I mean, doTERRA will not only pull this, but they'll pull your account if you try to do anything shady. So just don't, okay? Keep it on the up and up, okay? And then points are awarded to the person who holds the enrollership when the month's commissions are paid for each month. Enrollership for new enrollments need to be held for 6 months. So this is important to note depending on how you are building. So if you are brand new to building, this is where I would personally be implementing ghost legs if you're trying to help people to hit the rank of silver, because you don't necessarily want to have to be gifting people enrollership, because if you're earning points off of those people and they're your enrollments, you want to make sure you're maintaining those enrollments. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If not, then reach out to your upline and you can talk to them about ghost legs, okay? Oh, let me share one more thing with you guys. Hold on real quick. So this point tracker, I actually uploaded it. I haven't, it's in view only because I need to create my own copy of it. But you can create a copy of it, and this is just in Google Sheets. If you don't use Google Sheets, it's practically like Excel for Google. But this allows you to track people. So this allows you to track your personal enrollments, their points. This allows you to track ranks, re-ranking. So you'll see down here that it also will transfer people's names over to your incentive trip tracking as well. So this is kind of it two-folded it, and I haven't played around with it. They actually just uploaded it into the Bloom Presidential. I just wanted to share it with you guys if you're kind of a tracker nerd like I am. Like, I love a good Excel sheet. It actually makes me really happy. So if that is you, I put this in there. It has instructions on how to copy it. So you can copy it, and then you can always, it has your names list in here, potential reactivations. So we'll talk about that next week, because that's reactivations isn't part of founders. That's part of the incentive trip. But I feel like I've talked your ears off. So you can go in and play with this now if you want to. Keep in mind, no current enrollments actually count right now. Hold on. Yeah, no problem. Pam just said, thank you for sharing that. So that is in there. Again, if you want to use it, if you want to use paper and pen, if you want to create your own, do you, boo. I just want to give you guys the resources that I have access to. But I'm really excited. I'm actually like really, really excited. I feel like this is an awesome opportunity. I feel like this helps people to focus on things that are going to continue to build your businesses forward. And it really, to me, is a huge prize to be able to win. And it's a huge opportunity to be able to expand your community. And it's truly like, if you're going to do this, you're going to step into your leadership role big time, because you're going to lead your team by example. Your team will be just as excited as you are. So hopefully you guys are seeing from this that, like, I'm freaking stoked over this. I have been kind of sitting back waiting to focus on my M1 for a while. And I feel like this is a little God nudge of like, okay, it's time. It's time to start building that. It's time to start focusing on your M1. If you don't know what I'm talking about by M1, once you hit presidential, you can actually do it all over again. So I will be focusing on expanding my multiplier account and building that to presidential this next year. So any questions that you guys have who are in here? Was this helpful? Yes? Okay. I know a lot of you guys are kind of just listening / momming. Anything else? Anything that I missed, Callie, that you can think of? No? Good? Okay. Well, I will put this recording. The resources are already in the leaders group. I will put this recording into the leaders group as well. So if you guys want to share it with your team, you're more than welcome to, or you can host your own as well. You can, that resource that I went through with you guys is all on doTERRA's website. But create a plan, guys. Like truly at this point, what you should be focused on is creating a plan to implement this. Mentally decide you're going to go for it. Number one, like I'm going to be a founder 2.0. I'm going for it. This is happening. I actually just text Emily, right? And I said, I will be a founder 2.0. When you text Emily, right, and you tell her that you're going to do something, you better do it, right? So find somebody who's going to hold you accountable, okay? Plan it. You have to look at the next 12 months. Anything is attainable in the next 12 months, okay? So look at the next 12 months. What rank do you want to be at? Who do you need to help to get there? Who are your CCs? Who are your committed and capable leaders that you actually want to work with? And then who are your shares that you can put underneath them? And who are your customers? Like figure out who you're going to work with. Don't walk into this blindly just thinking, oh, I'm going to find people. Like write out your names list. If you haven't written out who you want to reach out to for doing this as a business, write it out. Now is the time, okay? Number 3 is your accountability. Figure out who you need to reach out to stay accountable to your goals that you're setting for yourself. Whether it's your upline, sometimes for me, a lot of times it was my husband. Sometimes it was, a friend who's not even doing doTERRA. It can be a group of you guys in here. It can be your downline, whoever that is. Figure out somebody who is going to hold you accountable for doing what you said you're going to do, okay? That creates your habits with this. Number 4 is know your system. If you guys have not gone through the back to basics training with Elise Shedevy, it is so simple. It is so easy. It is so lined out for you. It literally is rinse and repeat. It is everyone who I know who is implementing it is finding massive success. Okay. So go through the back to basics, dailymentorcalls.com. Go through her calls, use her resources, use her system if you don't have one that you're currently using and don't love, okay? And number 5 is go for it. Let's do this. Let's watch your business explode and just take daily actions behind this. This is not hard. We are not performing brain surgery. We're not doing a lot of hard things right now. We're just helping people. So I feel like that's actually a huge blessing, and that's what the world needs right now. So get out and share some hope and some healing with people. And outside of that, I'm cheering for you. And I'm always here. If you guys need any help, if you need any type of, words of wisdom or advice, or myself and all the top leaders in this community are always here to bounce ideas off of. Okay. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're cheering for you guys. We're excited for you guys. And we will see you guys as qualifiers for founders. Okay. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.